Congresswoman Waters' office.
Yes. Who am I speaking with?
This is Blanca. How can I help you?
Yes, Blanca. I have a question for actually the Congresswoman. I was wanting to know, when is she going to denounce all these acts of violence directed towards those who politically disagree with each other?
Sir, she's stated that every time, almost at every interview when they've asked her about it.
Not that I'm aware of.
That's all I'm making you aware, sir.
Okay. When was the last time she's done that? She said that.
She said that just this past Sunday in an interview when she talked to Joy Reid.
Joy Reid. Okay.
So every time she's asked her, she's always indicated that she's against violence and that she's for peaceful protest. She has said that several times. You can probably find online articles about that, but she stated that several times.
Okay. Well, I'll have to look that up, and then after that, I'll give you all a call back. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Of Republican members of the Senate committee. And joining me now is that lawmaker, Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Congresswoman, thank you for joining us. Always good to see you.
Welcome. Thank you.
So let's go through this because this was a strange sort of twist in the whole Kavanaugh saga. RedState.com and some other conservative sites claimed that a group of people were editing the biographies of Republican senators that are on the Senate Judiciary Committee, making public their private information, their phone numbers and their home addresses. They implied that it might have been one of your female staffers, despite the fact that in the same article, the Red State article says people who claim to be experts say the odds that this woman did it are low, but the common IP address indicates it's in a block of IP addresses assigned to your office. What is your response to this allegation?
Oh, well, already the Capitol Police and our internal expert have said absolutely not. That the number that they have given certainly is not connected with our office. It has no truth in it. And so it's just an anonymous something that the right wing would like to try and, indicate that somehow my office has done something wrong. Has no credibility, has been proven not to be true.
And it's interesting that the sort of conservative, blog world will try to draw you into the Kavanaugh nomination process. You are in the United States House of Representatives. It is the Senate that confirms nominees. What do you make of them trying to pull you into it?
Oh, it just doesn't work. I mean, everybody knows, what's coming out of that right-wing block of people who try and dominate the media, and those who would try and in some way indicate that Democrats are responsible for something wrong. It just has no credibility. We don't pay any attention to it. We've said what we had to say. The Capitol Police has said it is not true. Our internal expert has said it's not true. The number does not match with anything in our office. It's just another lie.
And we did have, there has been an association made between the Kavanaugh hearings and the Anita Hill hearings. I think it's a pretty obvious, makes sense because the allegations, even though these against Kavanaugh are even more egregious, if one could believe it, than what Anita Hill alleged back in 1992. You were elected to the Congress in 1990, so you were in Congress at the time of these contentious hearings back then. You had several House Democratic women actually stood in silence on Friday during the Judiciary Committee as they took up the court bid to symbolize the fact that there is this sort of unbroken history of not believing women and not taking their claims seriously in these regards. What do you make of that Anita Hill comparison?
Well, let me just say that Anita Hill comported herself in a very, very credible manner, and she took a lot of heat from those white male senators, but she really helped people to understand what, happens in these kind of confirmation hearings and what happens when a woman comes forth and, alleges that she's been sexually harassed or abused. It was riveting. Again, she came out having been absolutely attacked, but she handled it very well. But it helped us to understand how women are treated and how women are disrespected. And it still goes on as we take a look at what is happening in these Kavanaugh hearings. And so we just know that we have to stand up, we have to fight, we have to not only fight to make sure that women get the respect that they deserve, but when you have a credible person like Christine Blasey forward. It helps us to point out that no matter how credible they are, no matter how well-spoken they are, no matter how smart they are, that these senators who do not intend to allow sexual harassment to be the reason why someone will not be confirmed. And so I think this is played out in a way that will only strengthen us and strengthen women and those who care about justice to fight and to confront them and to protest against what we're seeing. You know, Kavanaugh is very interesting. I think one of the most serious things that we have learned about him is he's trying to be confirmed to the highest court in the land, but he's not an independent. Yeah. What he did was he went back up to the White House, and the president told him what to go back and say and how to act. And so if he's going to be nothing but a tool and a puppet of the president of the United States of America, why would we want him on the highest court of the land? And it doesn't bode well for America.
To that very point, I just want to very quickly, we're running out of time, but I want to play you that soundbite that goes to what you're talking about, that a lot of people thought was the most outrageous part of his hearing. Take a listen.
Okay.
This whole 2-week effort has been a calculated and orchestrated political hit, fueled with apparent pent-up anger about President Trump and the 2016 election, fear that has been unfairly stoked about my judicial record, revenge on behalf of the Clintons, and millions of dollars in money from outside left-wing opposition groups. This is a circus.
Revenge on behalf of the Clintons. What did you make of that, Congresswoman?
Well, it sounded as if it was coming straight out of Trump's mouth. And so he had his orders, and he came back and he did exactly what he was told to do. I think that is a serious problem with anybody who is wishing to be confirmed to the highest court of the land. He cannot be trusted, and if he's nothing but a mouthpiece for Trump, we know what that means for democracy. We know what that means for a lack of justice that's going to come out of the Supreme Court by someone like him. It is outrageous that he would allow himself to basically take those kind of orders and come back and execute them. Everybody could recognize what that was all about, and the difference between even how he first comported himself and after he had gone to the White House. It is so obvious that he is not independent and will never be independent. To bring politics into it and to talk about Hillary Clinton and the Democrats, no Supreme Court justice should act that way. He cannot be trusted, and he should not be confirmed.
Congresswoman Maxine Waters, always making it very, very plain, very definitive as always. Thank you very much, Congresswoman. Have a wonderful Sunday.
You're so welcome. Thank you.